You're live on the Pulse with me, Daniel Dazi. Now, in the next 6 months, a voluntary organization, Go Hope Ghana, will be distributing nose masks and other sanitary items to people at selected lorry stations across the country. The aim of the initiative is to ensure that persons who are constantly exposed but seem to be apathetic about the existence of COVID-19 are protected, and to also reach out to those without the means to buy PPEs. Secretary Emmanuel Adai is here with me in studio with more. Emmanuel, welcome to the Pulse.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
So let's talk first of all, why did you pick lorry stations?
Yeah, it appears nobody is talking about lorry stations. But even before the outbreak of COVID, you could hear a lot of road safety campaigns. People were talking about that. These days, well, you don't hear too much about accidents. I don't know whether they are not happening or they are not being publicized, but you don't hear too much about road accidents. However, our fear is that people meet a lot in buses, in trotros, while traveling. People gather a lot. There's a lot of activity at the lorry stations and bus stops. You see drivers' mates, you see the drivers, the bookmen, the hawkers, the passengers, and so on. Many of them are not protected, and they don't seem to care. So we think that the problem is enormous. You can take it from any angle, but we decided that while people may arrive safe at home without accidents, they can arrive safe at home with COVID, which can also be very, very troublesome afterwards. That's the reason why we want to pitch ourselves with road safety. Okay, yeah. Okay.
No, you want to replicate this across the country.
Exactly.
And you're doing this with the Road Safety Commission.
We are extending invitations to them for support.
Okay.
I mean, because our focus is on COVID awareness, not necessarily road safety in its traditional sense.
I just wanted to get that clarity because what sponsorship are you using? What sorts of funding?
At the moment, we are still appealing for public support because we don't have any funding anymore. And as I talk, some organizations and institutions have already donated a few items that we are going to start with. But we don't have any funds on our own. So we keep extending the appeal to philanthropists, to institutions, to corporate Ghana to support. Because it's about life. We need people alive. Go Hope is to provide hope for the marginalized. But then if they are not alive, there's no hope for them. So that is why we want to go that path. What we have seen is that we have done some observations in a couple of transport lorry stations in the cities and across some of the regions.
Okay.
What we see is that there are people there not wearing nose masks. Honestly, I spent about 5 minutes, just counted about 288 people, and about 112.
In 5 minutes?
Yeah. And because it's a very busy place. Just here at this Kaneshi station, a circle here. Yeah. And I would say about 113 of them were not wearing nose masks at all. About 117 of them were wearing nose masks, and then halfway, under their chin. The rest were not wearing anything at all. There were hand washing stations, advantage points at the station. I decided to observe 2 of them closest to the main entrance into the station. I spent 10 minutes to do that. Not a single person washed their hands under those buckets there. It means that we are getting too relaxed with COVID-19, and that is our worry, and that is our fear. So we think we should move into some of the stations and talk to the people there, the travelers, the hawkers, the drivers there, as well as management of the stations, because sometimes the facility will be there. If nobody directs you to go and wash, people just keep entering and
So it's not just a distribution of masks, it's also education and sensitization.
It's education and sensitization, and even advocacy. We'll be doing public policy engagements across various levels. For instance, we are fumigating and disinfecting churches and schools and markets. What about cars? The buses that we travel in? Because people meet in there, people don't wear their masks, people do even arguments there. They even fight the mates for over change or over the actual fare and so on. People are exposed. It's difficult to get out of a car without touching the seat. Yeah. Nobody gives anybody hand sanitizers when they are entering the buses. Yeah. So we think the buses too need to be disinfected regularly. We don't know how often, but then the experts that's why we're going to be doing the engagement. Should there be a policy for periodic disinfection of let's say trotros and other buses for road transport.
Okay.
And if that should be, what mechanisms are going to be put in place? How is government going to facilitate, that kind of regular disinfection and so on? So it's a whole package. It's not only distributing.
Thank you.
Nose masks or sanitizers.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. So you want to go hope, go space hope, if you want to support this initiative as well. You're live on the Pulse here with me, Daniel Dazi. We move to